Hello everyone. Today let's learn some more techniques of meditation on the same theme, Bhagavad Gita. After all, the objective is to learn meditation. Meditation is the concentration of mind, calming the mind, making the mind the most beautiful garden, so to say. So what does a gardener do? The gardener keeps beautifying the garden. He keeps removing the unnecessary weeds. He protects the plants in the garden, the flowers in the garden from the insects, etc. and makes it look gorgeous and beautiful. That is the beauty of the garden. So the beauty of the mind is the tranquility, the placidity, the peace, the bliss. Like we shared the shloka from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17, mana prasada saumyatvam maunam atma vinigraha atma sansuddhir atyeta tato mana samuchyate. The beauty of the mind is, the austerity of the mind is that it should be in pleasant thoughts, it should be blissful, it should be placid, tranquil, peaceful. There should not be a chatter, there should be calmness, there should be no agitation, there should be no hatred, there should be no such negativity. That is the beauty of the mind. The purpose of meditation is to achieve that kind of situation where the mind is in a positive state, in a blissful state. So what we will learn today as a part of our Formula 44, first of all, let us thank Swami Mukundanandji for giving us this beautiful light of knowledge about mind management. Because if we can learn to control our mind, if we can make ourselves mindful, we achieve so much. Actually, we achieve everything. When we connect all our thoughts to our goal in a very positive manner, the entire cosmos, the entire universe conspires to synergize and make it happen. इतनी शिद्दत से हमने तुझसे मोहब्बत की है कि हर जर्रे ने मुझे तुमसे मिलाने की साजिश की है. This is the oft repeated dialogue and the quote. So with that, first let us recap what is Formula 44. Formula 44 is a daily work-life balance regimen, or you can say holistic wellness, which is just not about taking care of the body. It is about taking care of the mind. It is about taking care of the speech. It is about a temperate, a moderate, a balanced living. Yuktahara viharasya yukta chestasya karmasu yukta sapnava bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. The golden mantra from Bhagavad Gita chapter 6. Sleep moderately, in a temperate manner. Eat your food in a temperate manner. Have both recreation and work. Don't just work. And don't just neglect your work and only do recreation. So work, recreation, efforts, food, sleep, these 4-5 points need to be regulated. So that is the physical aspect. So let's once again recap Formula 44. 4 elements of the right food habits. 1 fistful of nuts and dry fruits every day. 2 helpings of fruits, preferably seasonal fruits, every day. 3 glasses of warm water when we get up early in the morning, slowly over a period of 45 minutes or half an hour at least, in a meditative mood. That is the water therapy. And last but not the least, 4 helpings of food distributed in our lunch and dinner, which has the abundance of fibrous, organic food, leafy plants and vegetables, lots of lentils and grains, different grains. That is the 4 helpings of food. So these are the 4 elements of food habits, and the 4 elements of exercise are 1 hour of meditation, 2 rounds of walking, 3 rounds of breathing techniques, and 4 rounds of Surya Namaskar or sun salutation. So when we say 4 rounds, don't just restrict only 4. We should go by the multiple. So 4 into 4, 16 rounds, or 4 into 3, 12 rounds. So we should do 12 rounds of Surya Namaskar, sun salutation. And when we do sun salutation, let us remember the divine, let us remember the sun god. There are so many verses in Bhagavad Gita which talk about the power, the energy, the divinity of the sun god. For example, Rashoham Apsu Kaunteya Prabhasmi Shashi Suryayo. This is chapter 7, shloka number 8. Then na tad bhashayate suryo na shashanko na pavaka yad gatva nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. This is chapter 15. So there are so many verses about sun god from Bhagavad Gita. Invoke those verses while we perform the sun salutation and see the effect for yourself when you have completed at a stretch 15 days of performing Surya Namaskar. And now let us come to the main theme, which is 1 hour of meditation. So for the beginners, 1 hour is a big deal. So let us begin with 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening. This is for the beginners. So oftentimes we don't know how to meditate. So I am suggesting this formula. Let us take Bhagavad Gita. This is the summary of all the Vedic scriptures. There is nothing in the Vedic scriptures which is not contained in Bhagavad Gita. God himself has spoken the song of God, and it has all the essence of the spirituality. So today we shall take up chapter 7, which is called the Gyan Vigyan Yoga. Yoga through realizing the theoretical and experiential knowledge of a spiritual science. Because we often hear the word Gyan and Vigyan, but we don't know the meaning. So Gyan is the theoretical knowledge, and Vigyan is making that knowledge experiential, making that knowledge practical. And the theme is, if we have not converted the knowledge into practical, the knowledge is not really realized. In fact, if we can be a little rough, we can say that knowledge is zero, where it is just theoretical and there is no trace of practicality in that knowledge. And oftentimes we give the example of a food recipe. Let's say you learned how to make samosa, a very popular snacks in India. Now it is worldwide. Samosa filled with very tasty potato stuffing. You learned the theoretical knowledge that you should make the dough in such and such manner, you should cut the vegetables in such and such manner, you should boil, you should put the masalas, the spices, etc. But we never made it even once. The knowledge remained theoretical. That knowledge is of no use. You know, similarly, the spiritual knowledge that we learn, if we don't put it into practice, it is of no consequence. So let us do this meditation technique, the meditation on the key verses from chapter 7 Gyan Vigyan Yoga. Now if you know only one shloka from chapter 7, take that shloka and use that shloka for 10 minutes to sit in Padmasana, the lotus pose, with your, the hands in mudra. Let's say if you put your thumb and index finger in this manner, this is Gyan Mudra. So you sit in Padmasana, you put your hands on your knees and your body is erect, your eyes are closed, and now you are remembering the scenario. You are visualizing Sri Krishna as the speaker of Bhagavad Gita, the God himself who has taken the form of Sri Krishna and is playing his pastimes in the battlefield of Mahabharata. and he is addressing Arjun, who is in a state of turmoil. He is lamenting about the consequences of the war, and Sri Krishna is preaching him. He has spoken to him about Sankhya Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Karma Sannyasa Yoga, etc. And now he is telling him the Jnana Vijñāna Yoga. Actually, the knowledge is very simple, but he is explaining it in different manners. So, the key verse from this chapter is manuṣhyāṇāṁ sahasreṣhu kaśhchid yatati siddhaye yatatām api siddhānāṁ kaśhchin māṁ vetti tattvataḥ. So we can visualize Sri Krishna is telling this shloka that out of thousands and thousands and thousands of people, only one person will want to become perfect. And out of those thousands and thousands and thousands of people who want to become perfect, who will become perfect, there is only one person who will really know me. So Sri Krishna is talking about that bhakti is condition free. There are not many conditions. In fact, there is no condition that you should be wealthy or you should be strong or you should have such facilities, etc. There is no condition. But because there is no condition, it is also difficult because we have to have the faith that bhakti is without condition, and we only have to purify our inner self, which becomes so difficult. So that is why he is telling that it is simple, yet it is so difficult that only one out of so many will actually get to know God in totality. But then the journey itself is fascinating. Even if we don't know God in totality, if we have known Him 20, 30, 40%, that is a great achievement. Of course, the aim is to know Him fully. So this is one shloka we can recite in our mind in this state of meditation, and then after visualizing the scene and reciting the shloka in our mind, or even if we wish to recite it loudly, we can say Om, Om, So one shloka, if we spend about 2 minutes, we need to have 5 shlokas. So either we have 5 different shlokas, or if we have not learned the 5 different shlokas, we can learn one shloka and keep performing the same Om pranayam every time. But for this video, let us pick up another very important shloka, which is bhūmir-āpo nalo vāyuḥ khaṁ mano buddhir ahankāra itīyaṁ me bhinnā prakṛitir aṣhṭadhā. And in the next shloka, the Lord says apareyam tvastanya jiva bhuta mahabāho yayedam dharyate jagat. So the Lord says that I am there as the Supreme. Everything is contained in me. Because the point is, if God is omniscient, omnipotent and omnipresent, He is all powerful, His power is infinite, then He can do anything. He can take a form also. So that God has taken the form of Sri Krishna, and He is addressing Arjun that I am the Supreme Personality. There is everything within me. The prakṛitir, the nature is also within me. And He talks about the nature. That I have got a material energy, which is prakṛitir, which is also called Maya, and that Maya creates this variegated world of plants and animals and human bodies, etc. So everything is material except the soul, which is there in the heart of every living being. So every human being, there is a soul. Every plant, there is a soul. Every insect, there is a soul. So with the combination of the soul and the material elements, so what are the material elements? The 5 gross elements: earth, water, air, fire, space. And then there are 18 subtle elements, 5 prana, 5 types of life: air, pran, apan, udan, vyan, saman. 5 types of knowledge senses, eyes, nose, ears, etc. Those 5 senses. Then 5 types of action senses, like the speech, the movement, the procreation, the reproduction. And mind, man, buddhi, intellect and ahankāra, ego. These 18 elements constitute the subtle body. So we understood the gross body, we understood the subtle body, and then there is a causal body, Karan Sharir, which has the stock of our past karma from this life and the previous lives. So we have to understand this model, that we are not just how we know ourselves, we have the three bodies, the gross body, the subtle body, and the causal body. And what is the key which Sri Krishna is unleashing? That connect everything to God, because you are a part of me. And if you accept me as your well-wisher, your friend, your supreme mother, your supreme father, your everything, then I will work with you and I will ensure your success. And that is divinity all about. So he is talking about bhūmir-āpo nalo vāyuḥ khaṁ mano buddhir. Then he says a very amazing shloka in shloka number 7. Mattah partaram nanyat kaśhchid asti dhananjaya mayi sarvam idam protam sutre mani ganaiva. He is stamping his authority once again, that there is nothing beyond me. Like your father, his father, his father, his father, you go up to Manuji. Manuji's father, you go up to Brahmaji. Brahmaji's father, Vishnu. Pratham, Dvitiye, Tritiye, first Vishnu, second Vishnu, Tritiye Vishnu, third Vishnu, and then the Chaturvyuha, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Sankarshan, Vasudev, and then Krishna. And anything beyond Krishna, no. I am the ultimate. So if we connect to the ultimate, we don't have to worry about connecting with others. It's like watering the roots of the tree. If we water the roots of the tree, we have watered every limb of the tree. So that is the knowledge. So he says, Mattah partaram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya, 7:7, that there is nothing beyond me, and how I am connected in everything, like the beads are connected into the garland, into the thread. Similarly, the chapter 7 is so fascinating that even 2 hours is less to talk about the key elements. But I'll end with just 2 more shlokas, which is the types of people who connect with God and types of people who don't connect with God. So Sri Krishna says, Namam duskritno mudha prapadyante naradhama mayaya aprita jnanam ashuram bhava mashita. 4 types of people don't come to me. Those who don't know God. For them it is just taking birth, growing, getting educated, getting married, having children, becoming old and dying. They never inquired about anything beyond the material existence. And the second type is, we know that there is a spiritual law, there is some power, we have the intuitive sentiments, but we don't do anything about it. That is naradham. The first category is mudha. And the third category is, we have learnt a little bit of spirituality and now we are showing our supremacy. We have really not understood the essence. That is the third category, mayaya aprita jnana. And the fourth category, we openly brag. I don't believe in any God. Just stop this nonsense. That is ashuram bhava mashita. And Sri Krishna says there are 4 types of people who come to me. Who are those 4 types of people? Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukirtno arjuna arto jigyasur artharthi jnani cha bharatarshava. The 4 types of people are the one who are distressed. They have problems, they have distress, so they are coming to me for mitigation. The world cannot help him. The second type of the people who are trying their best, but they are not getting the riches. They are very, very poor. They are in a state of penury. So they come and connect to me. And the third category of people is the one who has obtained the knowledge, that is the jnani. And the fourth category of the people is the jigyasur, the one who has the curiosity. He has seen his friend becoming a devotee and, getting happier and more blissful, and he also wants to emulate him. So that is the jigyasur. So similarly, there are so many other verses. Bahunam janmanavante jnanvanam prapadyate vasudevam sarvamiti sa mahatma sa sudurlabha. The one who attains the knowledge and then he realizes, oh, this is God and I need to become a devotee. So that devotion is the ultimate. Whereas some people feel knowledge is ultimate, but here Sri Krishna says devotion is ultimate. this is how the 7th chapter, the Jnana Vijñāna Yoga, continues. Again, what I am sharing is, let us pick up a few shlokas, meditate on that shloka, visualize Shri Krishna 5,200 years back in the Kurukshetra battle, Pandavas and Kauravas, and Shri Krishna is preaching Bhagavad Gita, the song of God, which has all the knowledge. And in Brahma Muhurt, 2 hours before the morning sunset, sunrise, and before we go to sleep, 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening, let us try doing this meditation, remembering the shlokas from the 7th chapter, and see how our life transforms. Take care. See you in the next video.